So here I've got the Emerson switch. That's a wall switch for a 6-speed brushless DC ceiling fan from Kathy, Ireland. And the model number, as you can see here, it's UC9056T, but it's also known as the SW605. There's also a remote version called the SR600. And all of those are for the 6-speed style, which is the DC side. If you have a 3-speed, that's the AC style, but the 6-speed has an inverted 120 volt to DC voltage. I'm not sure what DC voltage it inverts to. And they run like about 30 watts on high speed and like 2 watts on low speed, 10 watts halfway, something like that. So anyways, these wall switches are notorious for burning out, and they're like 40, 50 bucks. The remote control version has the same problem, and that one is like 55 bucks. And rather than replacing the switch over and over again, I thought I wanted to see if I could fix it. I showed Grok a picture of the circuit board, tried to get some suggestions. It does seem like the problem might be in the transmitter, which is really something that we can't really, it's not an easy fix. So the problem, what happens when these things go bad is that it'll just start to randomly transmit random signals to your fan, and then you have to turn it off and let it reset for a while. And when you turn it back on, you can make a command. But then eventually, after some period of time, it'll start sending wild commands again. And you'll see this little blue LED here light up and just flashing all kinds of things, turning the light on and off, driving you crazy, so you have to turn it off. So when I talked to Grok about it, I showed it the circuit board, and we were talking about how does this thing even get power? Because it takes a hot wire in, black in, and then it has a black out. So it's a capacitive, it's like stealing power from the circuit itself to power the DC side. And I said, well, if it's got a DC side, why don't we just give it DC power like the remote control does and avoid that whole mess? And the fact that the remote control gets the same problem as this, I think proves that it's not the AC side that's the problem. There's something on the DC side that's the problem, and the transmitter's on the DC side. So anyways, here's what we came up with. On the other side of this board is the 24 volt electrolytic capacitor, which you can kind of see back here. And I was trying to figure out with Grok, like, where could I tap in to put DC power directly into this thing? And as you can see here, there's a negative leg on the electrolytic capacitor. I don't know if you probably can't see it. It says, 25 volts in there, 220 microfarads, I believe. So you flip it over and locate those pins. And we've got the negative pin is right here next to the screw, and the positive goes right here, right across from it. Those are the two legs of the capacitor. So I thought, Grok said put like 3 to 4 volts in there and see what that does. So I got myself like a 18650 cell, and I put 3.9 volts in there, and sure enough, the fan works. It allows me to send a command, and the transmitter problem doesn't come on automatically usually. You have some period of time. So the idea here would be once you get this all buttoned up nice into a box together, you've got basically a battery remote control at this point. And the thing is, you'd want to have a power switch on the battery wire, so that way you can turn it off. So you turn it on, you make a command, turn it back off, and the fan will stay on that command that you left it on. That's the idea here. So that's like a workaround, so you don't have to keep replacing these stupid things, and you can still use your fan.